Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the dismissive avoidant attachment style and their inner critic. So I really want to talk to you about the different dynamics that take place. And if you haven't seen another part of the series, at just a very high level, what you need to know is that our inner critic often reflects back to us our core wounds. We have beliefs that tend to lead to thought patterns, which produce emotion and action patterns. So for example, if I believe that I am defective and I'm flawed at my core, when I go out into the world, I may think thoughts like, oh, I don't want them to know too much about me. I don't want to open up too much because they're going to see me and then they're going to think something's wrong with me. And then when I think that way, I may feel shame, or I may feel defeat, or I may feel fear of being seen and known. And then that may produce a behavior like the need to withdraw. So we have this constant sort of stream of things happening all the time from that perspective at a subconscious level. We have beliefs, thoughts to emotions to actions. And what basically happens a lot of the time is whatever we're repeatedly exposed to imprints the subconscious mind, usually in the form of a core wound first. You can think of it's just an easier way to think about it. So if I believe something like I'm not good enough, or I'm flawed, I'm shameful, something's wrong with me, I'm defective, then I have these core wounds. And then throughout the day, I start thinking thoughts that reflect these core wounds, especially when I go towards things that catalyze them showing up. So for example, if I think I'm not good enough and then I go to a social event, or if I think I'm going to be rejected, I believe that about myself. And then I go to a social event with people, I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, all these people are going to think I'm not good enough. And just the stimulus of being around people is going to create that output of thinking and feeling and neurochemical, production and all of these sorts of things that tend to follow. So what I just want to touch on is some of the dismissive avoidant core wounds specifically, and how they tend to affect our inner critic. So I've talked about core wounds on this channel before, and I'm not going to get into that specifically as much, but I'm going to really talk about the patterns of thought that we'll tend to see. Okay. So if you want to do a deeper dive into a lot of this stuff too, you can check out our dismissive avoidant reprogramming course. But especially if you really want to go into reprogramming thought patterns and core wounds, our emotional mastery and belief reprogramming course. It's one of my favorite courses inside PDS. You can check it out for free for 7 days by clicking the link in the description box below. And also the 7-day free trial gives you access to all of our webinars. I do 4 webinars a week, every single week with our students live. And then it also gives you access to all of our social events, study groups, all the routines we have, all these different things from a community perspective, if you want to buddy up and meet people who are also doing the work and all that exciting stuff. So anyways, okay. What I want to start off with is the dismissive avoidance core wound of I am unsafe. Now, where it shows up the most is around vulnerability. And the interesting thing is it often shows up when in thought patterns, around the inner critic, in the form of deflection. So it'll usually be things like, why are they trying to get me to open up? Why do they want me to share so much? Why are they moving so fast? Why are they trying to, know me so much? Why are they, and a lot of these things why are they coming at me so much? Why are they invading my space? Why are they invading my privacy? Why are they, and a lot of times DAs are not as aware of their internal dialogue throughout the course of the day, but it's a lot of this, why are they this? Why are they that? And a lot of those things are forms of deflection, which are a coping mechanism to try to sort of keep people away. If I feel like I'm not safe to be vulnerable, I'm not safe to open up, negative things happen when I'm vulnerable and when I open up. So why are they pressuring me? Why are they, these sorts of things? So that can be a big pattern of inner critic or internal dialogue that manifests. We see another big one, which is that I am defective or something's wrong with me. This is usually accompanied by the feeling of shame, but a lot of these things are I can't do it. I'm not capable. I'm just not cut for relationships. I'm not meant to be in a relationship. I'm not wired that way. A lot of shaming oneself over small things. So what's wrong with me that I did that? And just the feelings attached to it are really, really derogatory towards oneself. And they can go hand in hand with I'm not good enough, right? It can be I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. I'm not funny enough, interesting enough. Nobody's going to think I'm good enough. Nobody's going to want me. Nobody's going to think I'm capable or I can do this. Sometimes this really goes even into the why bothers for dismissive avoidance. Why would I even try? There's no point. It's meaningless. And again, imagine somebody's following you around all day, talking to you like this. This is really painful. It doesn't feel good. It's very, very difficult. And we create way more neurochemicals and emotional responses within ourselves by thinking these thoughts on autopilot than somebody could ever outside of us, right? Like it ultimately is us that creates our own neurochemical cocktail on the inside based on what we're thinking about. Another big one will be any time that a dismissive avoidant gets into a position where they feel like I am trapped, I am helpless, I'm powerless. And dismissive avoidance from this perspective tend to be like, I'm trapped, I'm being swallowed whole, like, you know, a lot of these types of thought patterns. And a lot of like sort of fear around this dynamic as well, like a lot of feeling like extreme discomfort and really put off by circumstances. And again, usually this is sort of like deflecting back onto the other person, like, they want too much from me. This is too much. I can't do this. It's not possible. I'm going to lose myself. I'm not going to be able to do the things that I need. I'm misunderstood. You know, these sorts of dynamics can really, really go on and on. We'll have other manifestations too, the feelings of unworthiness that can come from a dismissive avoidant, but it's really the big ones that tend to dictate the thought patterns the most for the DA are really revolving around like, I am unsafe. I'm unsafe to be vulnerable. I'm shameful. Something's wrong with me. I'm not good enough. Those sorts of dynamics that, that play a big role. And then feelings of being like trapped or helpless or powerless or incapable, especially in relationship dynamics. So really important to pay attention to and how this can like weigh us down and affect how we feel and affect how we neurochemically, you know, emote and create neurochemical reactions within ourselves and just like stress response and all sorts of things throughout the course of the day. So really powerful to pay attention to. If you want to do that deeper dive into reprogramming, you can click the link in the description box below. And when you get into the school, you can just type in emotional mastery course or dismissive avoidant course. You'll see it show up on your dashboard. There's many, many different courses you get access to, and hopefully this is helpful. So thank you for being here. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video.